Good evening, everybody, and welcome to day 12 of 21 Day Reset, the CEO Reset. Hello, Grace Simon here, and I am so ready to get started. You have no idea. It's been a fantastic day, absolutely fantastic. And I have been really excited about delivering this teaching tonight to you. It's another powerful lesson in the progression of understanding how we create, how we are creators. We are co creators. And part of that co creating, designing, is that we need to be very intentional in our thoughts, that we hold our beliefs and our values in order to get the outcome that we so desire. We've learned, these past while how important it is for us to discover what our values are, because our values drive our values drive our beliefs, and our beliefs drive our behavior, and how we need to be in line with our values, and how our values can work for us and against us, because we have values that drive us forward. They drive us forward, urgently towards an outcome. And then we have values as well that drive us away from the outcome that we desire. And we learned about that. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. But for tonight, we're talking about focus and the power of focus. And friends, last night was so good. So good last night. If you missed it, you got to watch it. It is one of my, hey, good evening. Hello, welcome. Last night was fire, wasn't it? We talked about faith. One of my favorite teachings from Think and Grow Rich is on the topic of faith. And of course, being a woman of faith, I love to talk about faith. But, there was some things that we talked about in last night's lesson that you need to go and have a listen to, and understand that faith is a force, and we could be applying our faith in the wrong direction. We stand in the direction of our faith, and sometimes, a lot of times, without realizing it, that we're giving way too much faith for the undesired outcome that is driving us backwards instead of forward. And come on, 2026 is going to be amazing, because you're transforming your mind. You're renewing it. You're cleansing it. You're getting really intentional. Good evening. You're getting a new understanding of what it means to hold a thought, to get your desire and let it burn, baby. Let it burn to become consuming fire. We're going to get to even that more. There's so much more to come. If you're joining me tonight, let's go deeper, 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 deeper. There's so much more. Let's hear deeper. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, we always want to start with our place of center and focus by placing both feet on the ground and putting our hand on the heart and just taking a deep breath, because breath is powerful. It's like, the breath of God, the originator, the designer, the all creator, the all knowing creative breathed in us. And that's what we have. And so it's so important for us to really honor that breath that we have. Okay. So let's take a nice deep breath. Feel that belly. Hard blow. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, so good. Let's do it again, shall we? Take a deep breath and fill that belly with our chest out, sitting tall. Oh, yeah, blow out. Ooh, wow, so good. Welcome. Welcome again. Okay, so we're stepping into the most powerful skills that you can ever develop. Or can we say ever develop as a leader, as a CEO of the life that you're designing and directing and leading? It's the power of focus. Too many times I'm hearing about people thinking that they have ADHD. Too many people think that they have ADHD. You do not have ADHD. You have a focus problem, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's the world that we live in with messages and screens and scrolling and swiping and ringing and typing and I mean, I have multi screens in front of me right now, so my eyes are moving in different directions depending on, what it is that I'm doing. And so our focus now, did you know that we have the focus intention of less than a goldfish now? Like, it's been reduced so minimally because of what we have in front of us all the time. It's quite scary. However, we're not lost because we're shifting patterns. We're gaining awareness and understanding and knowing that focus is so powerful, and it's the most powerful skill that we can hold on to, that we can develop, and we can really appreciate in today's society, because so many people are not focusing, but you are focusing. You are driving your life. You're living it intentionally, honoring God that He gave you the potential and you want to fulfill it. And you're only going to fulfill it by understanding this skill of focus. The power of focus is not your talent. It's not your talent, not your circumstances. It's not your past. It's your focus. I want you to sit up with me. Let's go into our power position with our shoulders back, chest open. Another deep breath. A good breathe out. And I want you to say this with me and let it be strong. Let's say this together and let it be strong. Say this. This is my moment. This is my moment. Yes, let's go. Come on. This is my moment. Because focus is not accidental. It is directed. Friends, this is my moment because focus is not accidental. It's directed. Say that, please, because we want to create, we want to direct, we want to guide, we want to go forward in everything that we're meant to. We want to fulfill it. And this is my moment because focus is not accidental. It's directed. It's intentional. We are living intentional lives. We have to. Friends, wake up. We have to be intentional about everything we do. We have a desired outcome and we want to meet that. Last night we talked about seeing the fulfillment. And what does that mean? How does that feel? What do we see? What do we feel? What do we hear? Right? Oh, and it was so good, right? Our bodies lit up, our posture shapes, our faces got warm. We got excited. It was like, this is what we meant for. But then we went into our current position, right? Of where we are now, and our state changed. We talked about the departure to the arrival point. What was that gap? That gap is faith, and applying our attention, applying our focus with faith. And so we want to go a little deeper. Deeper, guys. Deeper. Here's the truth about it, is that your mind deletes most of reality. This was really, really cool. And I exercised this today. So this is why I'm a little bit ahead of what I've been even saying, because I'm like so excited about the day that I had, because I was very intentional with my focus, and it was amazing. Your mind deletes most of reality right now, right this very minute. There are thousands of details around you, thousands, if not millions. But you only experience what you focus on. You only experience what you focus on. Hello, good evening. To feel overwhelmed, if you feel overwhelmed, you must focus on problems. To feel powerful, you must focus on possibility thinking. They both exist at the same time. Focus is a filter. If it's undirected, it defaults to fear. But if it's directed, it creates power. You have two levers here, friends. What you picture in your mind. And number two, how you picture it. The brightness, the size, the closeness. So this is really important to think about. What is the picture that you hold in your mind? And what is its magnitude? What is its power of the picture? We see things in pictures, right? When I talk about, what's in your fridge, what's in the fridge, you immediately go to your fridge. Or when I talk about doors and colors and sizes of doors, you immediately go to your own front door, don't you? Because you don't see the word doors, you don't see the word fridge, you don't see anything that you talk about. You see pictures. But it's the picture that you hold is what it has its power. So change either one, and you change how you feel instantly. And tonight we're going to talk about holding your state. So you change any part of that picture and you change how you feel instantly. This is neurological leadership. This is your leadership directing the path of your life. So let me prove it to you right now, for those that are with me, and for those that are not, but are going to be watching later. I want you to look around the room that you're in right now. Just look around the room right now. Without moving too much, just let your eyes scan. Just look around, take a look around the room, and I want you to silently notice everything that's brown. Look around the room quickly. Let's look around, take your time, look around. I want you to look at everything that's brown in the room, every shade, wood, leather, furniture, flooring, hair, whatever, anything that you can find that's brown around you. Just take a few seconds. I'm going to count to 10. Look at everything that you can. Really, really, really look at what's brown around you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now close your eyes and keep them closed. Close your eyes, keep them closed, and tell me, what in the room is green? Can you tell me? What in the room is green? What in the room is blue? What in the room is white? Notice what just happened. Those colors were there the whole time, but you didn't see them because you weren't looking for them. You were looking for everything that was brown, right? So you didn't notice everything else that was in the room. And that's exactly how. Welcome everybody as you're jumping on. Welcome. Thank you. I'm so honored that you're here tonight. You're sticking with this. You're sticking with the course. You're doing so amazing. This is, it's not hype. It's digging in. It's commitment. But this is how your brain works. Whatever you focus on expands in your awareness. If you scan for problems, you find what? More problems. If you scan for opportunity, you find doors. Your brain filters reality based on what you tell it. Your brain filters reality based on what you tell it. So what you tell it matters. And today, we take control of that. Close your eyes again. Close your eyes again. Picture something that's been really stressing you out. I hope you haven't been stressed, but it's a good chance that something has been stressing you out. So close your eyes. Picture something that's been really stressing you out. See it the way that you normally see it. Just let it sit in your thought there. When you have a picture, grab a hold of the picture. I'm gonna believe that you have that picture. Now I want you to take that picture that's really stressing you out. And I want you to shrink it. I want you to push it far away. Push that picture far away because chances are if it's stressing you out, it's really close. So I want you to shrink its size and I want you to push it far away. And I want you to drain its color. Turn it if it's color, I want you to turn it black and white. If it's mid color, I want you just to fade it out. Drain that color. Make it small and dull. And I want you to notice your body. Just take notice your body. Just take inventory. Now picture something you're proud of. Take something that you're really proud of, and I want you to make it really big. Something you're so proud of that you did, you accomplished, you've done, you've experienced. You're just so proud of that moment. And I want you to make it big. Make it big, make it bright, make it alive, bring it close to your face, bring it right up to your face. Oh, it's so alive, it's so bright, it's so big. Can you feel the difference? Can you feel the difference that made? It's pretty cool, huh? It really is. And that's focus controlling your chemistry. And your state determines your performance. What you think on affects your physiology. Everything changed about that picture, right? We've been working with this now for the past 12 days. And you getting an understanding of how you're responsible for your state, how you're responsible for your thoughts, how everything starts on the inside and manifests outside. Isn't that fun? That's so cool. Like this is not just, positive thinking. It's really getting very, very intentional and becoming very aware of how you think in opposite direction of what you say that you really want. So your state determines your performance. Now here's the deeper layer. Your questions control your focus. Oh yeah, I've been practicing this one today. Your questions control your focus. If you ask, why does this always happen to me? Have you said that before? Why does this always happen to me? Your brain, it finds evidence. If you ask, your brain finds the evidence. But if you ask, how can I use this? What can I do with this? Where's the solution? Your brain finds the strategy. Our brains are so amazing. Our minds are incredible when we know how to use it and we know how to work it for good. Your brain is obedient. The Bible says, ask and it shall be given. This is the powerful truth. Ask and it shall be given. Your brain is obedient. It answers whatever you ask. When was the last time you actually asked your brain, your thoughts, yourself, something so intentional, so good? I hope it was today. So, you are really interrogating yourself with weakness. If that's what you automatically jump to. And you know what? I noticed it with myself. So today, because I said to my husband, I was like, I'm holding captive every thought today. Everything has to be positive. Everything has to work for my good. Everything. And I say it a lot of times. Like when I'm doing my affirmations in the morning, when I'm doing declarations, I'm affirming. I'm really directing my thoughts. But then, things get in the way and I go in auto mode and I can't really tell you what I'm scripting. Except for, when I'm getting different outcomes. But today I was like, I'm teaching this lesson and I'm going to be super, super stellar, focused and intentional. And it was so interesting, really interesting, friends, because, just simple things. I was getting into my car. It was parked. I was out with my daughters getting a pedicure. And I went to get into my car, and the car beside me was parked a little close. They had parked a little close. And my first response, right, was like, oh, they're parked close. Then I went, oh, I can get in here. I can do this. I went to pull out I went to pull out of the parking lot, and I noticed myself saying something negative. And at this point I can't even remember what it was, but it was negative, and I caught it, and I was like, "Oh, this is like perfect timing. It's all on the right timing. It's all good. I can maneuver this. No problem." Ooh. I got really focused today in my thoughts. And just like that camera focused in on my face, all of a sudden it just brought me up because it's an AI, and it like directs it, it gets directed by my hand signals. That's exactly how your brain works. So I want you to think about this. If your mind was a camera, if your mind was a camera and you went to a party, let's say you went to a party, and you just focused in on one thing about a party. Let's say there was a fight, there was an argument that broke out, and your mind was a camera, and you focused just on that argument that happened at the party. There was many other things happening and many other conversations, but you focused on the argument that was happening in that party. What would you think about that party? What would you how would you feel about that party? How that party was when you get home? You'd be like, that was a tense party. Like, people arguing, and it was just the air, the atmosphere was tense. It wasn't really good. Well, there was so many other things that happened in that party. There was other people happening. There was probably some dancing and some games and laughter and that, but you got so focused on that. Or maybe there was, you know, at a party, and somebody tipped over the bowl of cheese balls, and it all fell down, and fell on the floor, and people started stepping on it, and you just got so fixated on the spilled bowl of Cheetos or cheese balls, that everything else was going on, but you just focused on the spill of the cheese balls and people stepping on it, and like nobody pays attention, and your mind just kind of goes in that direction, right? You're left with that impression. That's what you remember the most, because of that was what you're focused on. But there were so many things that happened. So we really need to really say to ourselves in the morning, of what we understanding that what we focus on, our energy flows. What we focus on, that's where our attention goes, right? We got to get really good at asking ourselves questions when something happens. And this is where it challenges me, is asking further questions, asking better questions about myself. So I want you to repeat these questions with me, and I want you to answer these questions with emotion. Answer these questions with emotion. What am I proud of in this season? What am I proud of in this season? Go ahead and answer it. Answer it for yourself. What am I proud of in this season? Say it with emotion. Answer with emotion. What challenge is strengthening me right now? What challenge is strengthening me right now? Woohoo! Yes. I love it. I love challenging. I love to be challenged. I love to be grown. Like when I'm challenged, I know that I'm in a place of growth. When there is a stretching taking place, I've trained myself that this is a time of growth. This is exciting. I love to be stretched. I love to feel that tension within myself, because I know I'm growing. I'm getting better. Who benefits when I stay focused? Who benefits when I stay focused? Me, my husband, my children, my clients, my community. Yeah, the residents in the ward that I serve in. Everybody benefits when I stay focused. The agents that I'm mentoring, my one-on-one clients, here in the group when I'm focused, it benefits you, right? I deliver a better message. I'm more passionate. I'm more in aligned. I'm in the flow. When the flow happens, baby, watch out. You want to be here for that. What future am I building by staying disciplined today? What future am I building by staying disciplined today? Notice your posture by answering these questions. If you've been answering them as you're going along, notice your posture. Are you crunched down? Are you sitting up? Do they make you, do they empower you? Do they move you? Notice your breathing. Notice how your state changes when you answer these questions with emotion. Okay, I want you to put your hand on over your heart. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to say, I direct my focus. Say it again stronger. I direct my focus. Come on, you can do better than that. I direct my focus. You got to command this brain that goes in many directions. I direct my focus. Yes. Think of a moment when you were locked in. When you were so locked in, you were so stellar, clear, unstoppable. Can you think of a time when you were so locked in? You just like nobody could persuade you. Nobody could move you. Marlene Gorlick, when you used to play pro tennis, when you were teaching, you were so locked in, right? You're competitive, playing a sport. Val, when you're delivering that presentation, you're so locked in. Like think of those times you're so locked in, so clear, so unstoppable. Feel it. Feels so good to be so locked in, so clear, so confident in what we're thinking. As you're feeling that, it's so clear, so confident. Think of that time. I want you to anchor in that feeling. I want you to anchor that feeling, taking your thumb in between a couple of your fingers. You might have anchored this one already. So take another finger and just lock it in. Lock it in. I direct my focus. As you're in that energy of being so strong and so confident and so clear and so focused, I can feel it. I direct my focus. I direct my focus. When the feeling leaves, you let it go. Let's do it again. I direct my focus. I direct my focus. Anytime that you need clarity, you need to focus. If your mind is getting rambly, I want you to take your anchor points. You just anchored it. I direct my focus. I direct my focus. Anytime you need some focus, you've just anchored that in, and it's so amazing. I use it all the time. This is my anchor. I do this all the time. This is when I want to get really focused. I'm confident. I'm standing strong. I'm guiding, I'm directing the path. I'm directing my decisions. Like I just need I'm going out there. I'm going out there door knocking. I'm speaking in front of people. I'm delivering a message. I'm in counsel. If I'm unsure and I feel like that unsurance that I'm going to shrink back and not say anything, I take my anchor and immediately it gives me an energy surge. Immediately like steps me forward. So use that tool. It's powerful. It's really good. All these NLP tools, they're there for you to advance, for you to move forward, to anchor your thoughts, to shift your state. Whenever your mind drifts, and it will, right? I direct my focus. Amazing. You're going to thank me. You're going to thank me when you go in for a listing presentation, right? When you go in, when you're going in to give a message, or you have to have a challenging conversation that's not so easy, just anchor that. I direct my focus, and you'll be thanking me. Text me in the moment that happens. You'll be like, wow, you're right. Yes, I was. This is powerful things. You just need to anchor. You need to anchor these thoughts. You got to renew your mind, because for so long, the autopilot hasn't been directing you well. It's been kind of flip-floppy here, and you're unaware of how you're speaking, what you're saying to yourself. So we're not doing that anymore. Up until now, that's the way You allowed your mind to drift and kind of waver back and forth. But now you know you have tools, immediate tools. I'm back to focus, back to focus, back to focus. Let's try that, okay? So anytime you say back to focus, you're going to anchor it, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Back to focus, back to focus, back to focus. Woo! Say it like I mean it. Back to focus. How do you feel? So good. So good. Your focus determines your outcome. Your outcome. Your focus determines your income. If you focus on lack and scarcity, guess what? That's what you get, lack and scarcity. If you focus on opportunity, you execute. The difference between people who plateau and people who scale often comes down to what they train their minds to see. Like all these incredibly advanced, super successful people really hitting the mark and going after what it is. It's because they've trained themselves to be disciplined in their mind. It's not the action. It's not the outward stuff. It really starts here in setting the course. They get clear on what they need to do. They set their goals. They write them down, or they bring it down, really narrowing it to like, these are my goals. These are my priorities. And they really discipline themselves to focus in on it. And guaranteed they've anchored themselves in different ways of creating that momentum, of creating that energy. Like we've been practicing over these past 12 days. You have so many tools in your backpack now. You have so many things to help you shock you forward, to move you and shift your energy and get clear. You have so many things now working for your good. So come on. Our focus affects our money. Money, honey. Our focus affects our relationships. Or, if you're wanting a relationship and you're looking for a relationship, wink, 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 get focused. Welcome the person into your life. Make it welcome. Make healthy relationships welcome. Steward that heart. Steward that mind. You know that you're worthy of a healthy relationship, a good relationship, a loving relationship. You start to see that the money being directed and guided in your life. It's healthy. I know my money is obedient. It does what I tell it to do. If we focus on that, focus on what someone does wrong. If you're looking for what people do wrong, what happens is resentment grows. Focus on what they do right. You have a better connection. It's the same person, but it's a different focus, different outcome. Focus affects love. It affects leadership. If you focus on criticism, you shrink. If you focus on contribution, you expand. Leaders who obsess over approval, they burn out. Leaders who focus on impact, they rise. Do you get the difference? Are you getting the difference here? Focus affects our influence. If we're not confident and we think about, how we lack skills or we're not as good as other people, then we shrink back. Okay, friends, I've given you lots of things to focus on, but I want you to say this with power. My focus builds my future. Ready? My focus builds my future. Again, let's say it. My focus builds my future. My focus builds my future. My focus builds my future. I want you to pat yourself on the chest here. My focus builds my future. My focus builds my future. Or whatever you feels right for you. My focus builds my future. You cannot drift and expect excellence. You cannot scatter attention and expect growth. You cannot rehearse fear and expect confidence. Focus is discipline, and discipline creates freedom. Freedom! Who wants freedom? Come on. All right, friends. I want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful night. You are so focused. You're so attentive. Oh, what does it say? Yes. Yes. My focus builds my future. My focus builds my future. My focus builds my future. That is right. We're going for our future, friends. I love you. Oh, have a wonderful night. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be talking more about values, and I have a deeper level of lesson about the values that you're not going to want to miss. It's going to be pre-recorded Saturday and Sunday. The next 2 lessons are going to be pre-recorded, but they're going to be there for you for 8 p.m. just to keep yourself consistent. Watch the videos, and I will see you live again on Monday. But for now, I just want to send you love, big hugs, and God's peace and grace upon you. May He bless you, keep you, cause His face to shine upon you, keeping you in perfect peace. Woo! Good night, everyone. Be well.